The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, English comic actor, filmmaker, and composer, rose to fame in the era of silent film. He became a worldwide persona with his character, the Little Tramp. His career, which spanned more than 75 years, encompassed both adulation and controversy. Now, to check his major films, you find that his first feature length film is The Kid, and then followed by A Woman of Paris, The Gold Rush, The Circus, Modern Times, and The Great Dictator. Before moving on to The Great Dictator, a brief outline of The Great Dictator, we'll just see the style and themes adopted by Chaplin in his movies. His style is mainly slapstick, but though slapstick, it is restrained and intelligent. There are quirky mannerisms, but serious demeanor in the midst of slapstick action. Now, to talk about the themes, you find that there is a surreal transformation of objects as well as in-camera effect in his movies. There is an infusion of pathos, and his movies are also a social commentary on the social life around. At times, you find in Great Dictator, as an example, you find him moving into the political themes even. It also carries within it the autobiographical elements. He had suffered a harsh childhood, and all these experiences go into the making of his movie. And to say that his mother was a major influence in the life of Charlie Chaplin. His films, as he himself states, are simple and economic. He doesn't want camera to intrude between the readings and understanding of the audience. Now, to move into an account of the Great Dictator, a very brief account of the Great Dictator, you can say that the Great Dictator is a political satire. It condemns Hitler, Mussolini, Nazi, and anti-Semitism. It is Chaplin's first full sound production, and it was nominated 5 Academy Awards. We'll go into a short outline of what what Chaplin is trying to do in The Great Dictator. The Great Dictator is set in the background of the World War of 1918. The film opens in the war front with guns, tanks, and plane crashes, etc. An anonymous Jewish private fighting for the army of Germania valiantly rescues an officer named Schulz who carries valuable documents that could secure a Germanian victory. The Jewish private, in his attempt to save the commander, suffers memory loss. 20 years, he remains in a hospital, unaware of the changes. He doesn't realize that Adenoid Henkel has become the dictator of Germania and is ruthlessly persecuting the Jews with the help of the his two ministers, Gabitz and Hering. His power lust has laid a miserable grip on the country. Our barber returns to his barber shop, but he couldn't understand the changes, so he felt depressed when Henkel's stormtroopers smashed his store windows and made his life miserable. Even in this chaotic situation, you find the ghetto life as simple and optimistic. The barber finds a friend in Hannah, one of his neighbors, and this friendship slowly ripens to love. And for a brief period, you find that the life in ghetto resumes peace, or it gets peace. Why? Because Charles recognizes the barber and orders the stormtroopers to leave him alone. Socially, because Adenoid Henkel needs money from the moneylender, a Jewish moneylender, and hence he ceases temporarily the persecution of the Jews. But later, when the financier refuses loan, Henkel resumes anti-Semitic activities again. Adenoid Henkel is shown planning an invasion of the neighboring country of Austerlitz. Schultz questions the judgment of the move, and hence he is condemned to the concentration camp. Schultz manages to escape to the ghetto and attempts to inspire a revolution against the government. But both Schultz and the barber are captured and interned in the prison camp. Admiral Henkel now invites Napoleon, dictator of bacteria, to pursue his project of invading Austerlitz. After some brief comic interludes, you find Admiral Henkel enlisting Napoleon as an ally. The invasion is successfully completed. And meanwhile, this, uh, uh, after Baba was arrested, Hannah had escaped to Austerlitz. But now, when Austerlitz was invaded, Hannah finds herself again under the cruel regime of Admiral Henkel. Charles and Barber, meanwhile, escapes from the concentration camp. It is at this same time that you find Admiral Henkel, in order to enjoy a brief vacation after the successful invasion. um, uh, Both Barber and Admiral Henkel is mistaken by the armies. They both are enacted by Chaplin himself, and this resemblance actually um, is used by Chaplin in order to make his famous statement of hope. Now Henkel is arrested, and now Henkel is arrested by his own soldiers as he was in the hunter's dress, whereas the barber who was trying to escape from the concentration camp has worn this dictator's dress, I mean the army dress. And here you find Barber realizes uh, that he is being mistaken, or the army has mistook him as Ferdinand Henkel, and he decides to carry out the masquerade in crowds before Tamania. There, when he addresses the crowds inspired by Schultz, he denounces everything that Henkel stands for and makes a rousing plea for democracy in his last speech, which actually is a speech which talks about the which you can say as a call of Chaplin, do not despair, and he brings in hope to the people. With this, the movie comes to an end.